Hello, everybody. This is a doctor. Today is typical manga, and today we're discussing the 612th chapter of Bleach, Dirty, which is what this series will usually make us feel like.
Yeah. Well, speaking of dirty, I mean, the first panel we get is just people on the ground, dead,
Yeah.
and blood splattered on the walls and on the floor.
Where's the janitors?
Yeah, and I like how they have glasses over their face. Oh, their
I thought they were
eyes.
blindfolds.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I think it's just to show that that they have no identity because no one gives a shit about them. They are just stock.
Yeah. Fodder.
Fodder. That's what I was
Anyway.
looking for, yeah.
And we have two pages of lead up till we reach the page where last week left off on, where Yawak proves himself the one big bat of daddy issues.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping there's more to it than that. I really do.
I know, right? I mean, to have basically someone become essentially a god to a certain people, a group of people. Basically, they're Jesus because he just didn't like daddy is just a ridiculous reason. It's such a generic reason.
On the other hand, if he's doing all this thinking he's Jesus, there is a certain irony to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, 3 pages in, we're right where we left off.
So we wasted another 3 pages. Yeah.
Like we went backwards just to wind up where we were again. Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I just realized Soul King has some freaky eyes too.
It looks again reminds me of Aizen, and my father. Yeah, we got it. Okay, you don't need a whole panel for that. I mean, a whole like the bubble takes up 2 panels
and covers up Ichigo and Ichibei, and then you have like a blank bottom half.
This is not. We already know the big reveal was already last chapter. I think Kubo can't.
And then there's the next page,
which is just black and then a little rain. It's just like we don't need these scenes, okay? 2 shadows, at least
you can combine them in the pages at least.
This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh, how many pages already have? This is ridiculous. Like,
well, not counting like one little extra page on there on Manga Streamer, I get page 8.
Yeah. So we find out that
actually counting that, I should say.
Yeah. Okay. So we find out that the 2 people who were jumping around in the kind of like what they call it basically the half Vanderreich, half Soul Society area.
Yeah.
It turns out to be Rukia and Renji. Yep.
And they meet up with Shinji Hirako,
who has survived how many times? How many times has he been like defeated in battle?
If you're asking the question, the answer is more than he should.
He was the leader of the Visors, or the unofficial leader, whatever.
Have they even used their visor power since they became Story Reapers again?
No, none of them. Absolutely not. Not even Ichigo has done it. I don't know why. Is this like a deal that they made with Yamamoto? They can never do it. He's not there anymore. And to be honest with you, I think this is one of those cases, like emergency cases, where everything's. You should basically be going all out. I mean,
screw the world. We're gonna survive.
Yeah.
And also there is Omaida, the number 2 fat man.
Yeah.
Carrying his little sister.
Yeah. I mean, seriously though, all bets are off, right? I mean, who cares about rules? Just attack, kill the Quincy's. But yeah.
I would say one thing I do like this kind of scene right here, where apparently like, like Omaida standing up for Shinji, like he's like even though like he was one of the first people like to deride him when he first came, he's defending him to the hilt now.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was just like, it was kind of weird though, because it to me, I just kind of felt like it was kind of like this unnecessary type of situation where he's just like, oh yeah, Shinji's awesome, blah blah blah, or and then don't screw with the captain. But I just feel like he does this all the time, and it's just like what I am happy about is that his sister seems to be perfectly good shape, because I just kind of felt it was I get that you wanted to make the villains look basically be evil by attacking innocent villains. But when he stabbed the little girl like that, it just provided a little too much shock value for me. I mean, I expected that in like Game of like Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
also, where are all the other civilians? Is she like the only person there who's not actually a trained soldier or something? Yeah. And so why is she even there in the first place?
So they're in the Serite, right? So that means they're not in the Rukon districts or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah, the Rukon guy, like where all the normal people are.
The Rukon guys.
The non-superpower spirits.
Yeah, so... Yeah, but... So, yeah, it's interesting, like, that's... Where are the other noble houses? I mean, we know that the Kuchiki clan, the Shioin, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 noble houses that, may or may not be ever going to appear. Who knows, right? So yeah, and then so it turns out that she's asleep, so she's not dead. Good for that.
Yep.
And then Soifon comes back, and she's just like,
Herself.
yeah, yeah. And it turns out that Hinamori, I think this is mistranslated. They call it Captain Hinamori. There's no way.
I think it's another regulation advice captain. So yeah.
It's supposed to be vice captain because that's also Shinji's still alive. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, she healed him. Um, and yeah, and so Hinamori, Soifon, Omoeda, whatever his name is, and Ruki and Renji basically meet up because of a call. And yeah, they just talk a bit, saying how Captain Soifon's actually pretty soft, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, of course, Ruki points out she's always been kind to begin with.
That's what I said. Yeah. And let's see. So they were called basically to assemble, and who assembled them? That's pretty obvious, I think.
The Avengers?
Oh, that would be awesome.
No, wait, they do the assembling. They don't call for assembly. They do the assembling.
Yeah. The pirate lord from Pirates of the Caribbean? No.
Captain Jack Sparrow?
No. By the way, that was the biggest disappointment I ever had in my life. And that third movie was just bad.
I think I've only seen the first one and possibly the last one all the way through.
Just the first one, and that's it. Never ever watch the second or third or fourth. Anyway, so we see that the vice captain of the, well, technically she's now the vice captain of the first division, but formerly of the 8th, now is there, and Captain Kuchiki is there, and of course it turns out that it's not a girl. It's Yorichi's brother. Why does a brother look like that?
Well, obviously he's the younger brother.
The hair kind of distract things.
Yeah. Because the hair is too much like Yorichi's, you're right.
Okay, I gotta put this out there. There's no way Kubo would have drawn this character without any intention of trying to trick us or trying to say ha ha ha. It's a trick, because honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you draw a very effeminate character like that, or it has to be done with intention.
Yeah.
And my question is, what's the point? Like, what? It's not. This is not the type of manga where it's just like, it's a girl or it's a guy. Well, see, comedy.
Well, Soifon's not complaining.
Yeah.
I mean, she's all gushing over this fact as, hey, maybe I have a chance with this one.
So she's bi? Maybe.
Well, more Yorichi sexual.
Yorichi sexual? That's great.
I can't take credit. I have to credit Alguna Shai for that one, but anyway, the comic. But anyway, yeah. And he's close enough.
So yeah, so he's like, thank you for always looking after my sister. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's just common greetings. That's just politeness.
Okay, let's put it this way. There's no way anyone could blame us for thinking that this guy's a girl.
Nope.
Okay? There's no way.
Just look at the panel where he's like standing up straight.
Yeah.
I mean, there's there is no way anyone. He's got a ribbon in his hair.
Okay, I know guys can wear whatever they want, but in the end, you're gonna make these assumptions no matter what.
Well, let me say ribbon plus ponytail.
Yeah.
And you got the big old wide eyes. Even a little bit of a kitty mouth thing there going.
Well, it's because when you draw a male character in anime, there are certain distinct features like the chin and the nose that kind of help out in terms, and the eyebrows. But with this character, they just basically drew a female and said, hey, it's a guy.
Anyway.
So let's see.
Basically, we're gonna run down what everyone else is doing. 7th division, that's Koma, right?
Yeah.
Like their division, apparently they can't get medical help out to them, so they're kind of dealing with their own stuff.
So as you could actually see Komamura next to his cat.
I didn't really pay attention to that before, but you're right.
Yeah, he's a full dog now. That kind of stinks. It's gonna be like his father or whatever it was, or grandfather or whoever that guy was.
Yep.
3rd and 9th division captains will be moving alongside 12th division, obviously because they've been zombified. But here's the big thing. I like to note that, and then let's move on for a sec. And then they say
was Kira killed? Was Kira zombified?
Kira never came back.
Okay, because he's 3rd division, and 9th was Isage and Masahiro Kuna.
Yeah. But the big thing about 3rd and 9th is that the captains have division captains. They said division captains, not division.
Oh.
No. See, so it just means that they've been just Rose and Kensei. Basically.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Because I got a little list here, but it says vacant for those two, and I just remembered why.
Yeah. So they obviously because they've been zombified. But here's one thing that I like to note. So yeah, basically it turns they say like, oh, yeah, Captain Kurosushi is gonna help because he basically have a lot to lose if everyone lost. So and they say the captain of the 11th division and the vice captain of the 9th division, that's Kuna, Mashiro.
Mashiro.
Yeah, and are all in intensive care. Was she defeated that quickly?
Do we even see her fight?
Yeah. How the hell is she in intensive care? We didn't see a fight.
Well, they're in the immortal danger. Apparently, Kenpachi's the one who's in the worst of it, and Kyoraku's in room 46 talking to the council or whatever they are.
Okay, yeah, but before we go down to the next panel, just want to say something real quickly. So first off, what a waste of a character in Kuna. I mean, Mashiro. I keep calling her Kuna for some reason. That's the last
Probably because I said it there, yeah.
Mashiro. Mashiro was supposed to be the one person who's like, could maintain hollow for like 15 freaking hours, her hollow form for 15 freaking hours, and then and she's like this hyperactive person, and in anime this type of personality tends to be really strong, and she did prove that. But then she gets beat by Wonderwise because I don't know, Kubo happened. The time limit doesn't work with stronger opponents apparently. And then she gets beaten off screen. It's just ridiculous. Like she was shown to be very powerful, and a lot there's a lot more to her than meets the eye. And then she gets beaten off screen as in intensive care. You gotta be shitting me. Although intensive care is not really that big a deal because it only first off only Zaraki's in critical condition, but you remember correctly, Madarame and Saigawa, Yumichika, whatever.
Yumichika.
Yeah, Yumichika.
The pretty boy.
They weren't. Yeah, I know. They weren't that badly hurt. I mean, Ikaku, the other one's Ikaku. Yeah, I think I said that right.
Yeah, Ikaku. You said it, Madarame.
Yeah, Madarame. I just want to make sure I said the first name too, because in case people didn't make the correlation. They weren't that badly injured. They were rescued. It's just probably just them being having to heal some broken ribs and all that. But here's the thing: Zaraki's been in critical condition twice in this war, and he's one of the 5 powers.
Well,
twice
plus however many times Unohana killed him.
Yeah, but the problem is the 2 times he's been in critical condition was because he's been hyped up. Like the first one, he killed like 3 guys, just not even trying. Then he gets beaten up, and he's in critical condition. And it's like, okay, oh, this guy beats Zaraki. Oh, that must mean he's really powerful. And then when Kenpachi basically became the Kenpachi, right? He's supposed to be all powerful now, and after one fight, he goes into critical condition. Isn't that a big like?
Well. As much as you don't like the guy, he was a pretty tough fight for him in his own way.
But still, like in terms of a story perspective, it's just a big
waste.
It's a big waste. I mean, it's big. It's really lame that you hype up this character for so long. He's a very popular character too, and you basically kill off of Unohana in doing so.
Yep.
Only for him to fight with this one guy who he honestly gave no shit about, like no two shits about. And then he's in critical condition already.
Yeah. Well, there might still be room for him to come back depending on how it goes from here.
Yeah, but what's he gonna do after that? Have one more fight and then go into critical condition again? I mean, there's a limit here, right?
Well, like I said, if he's gonna, like I said, the next fight will probably be the one that does that for sure. Just because at this point we're hitting in the final territory here.
I just think that he shouldn't be in a critical condition after going through so much training this quickly after just one fight. I don't care who he faced.
Yeah, but
unless he was like Hashwall, it was literally a guy who wasn't even part of the elite.
Yeah, but let's be fair here. Is there any way to keep him out of fight except putting him in critical condition first? Even then, that's not a guarantee.
Maybe for the first time in character development, he decides to be patient for once. I don't know. There are many different ways to do it. Or the fact that he can't get to where the royal palace is right now, because everywhere else has been taken. So that's one thing. So there we go. Okay, but now after that, I'm gonna assume that he's that Kyoraku is talking to room 40. In room 46, I think it's Central 46, or is that room?
Probably the same thing.
But here's the problem. Room 46 apparently was also the room Aizen was kept in. That's his dungeon room, or his prison place, or.
I keep forgetting that, but
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see which one. Barring translation issues, it might be that in fact after all.
Yeah, so I think it's obvious that he's basically trying to get Aizen on the side, because basically Aizen's the only one who can help out, right? Okay, now for the next big panel. We have yet to receive any word at all from the captain or vice captain of the 10th Division. Okay, now they make this really like dark and really scary. Oh, does that mean the 10th Division and the vice captain, the vice captain and captain, are they like dead or? But the problem is, here's the thing: they're in the exact same position as the 9th and the 3rd Division captains, right?
Yeah, like we know Hichigaya was zombified. At least I don't know about Rankiku though.
No, she was zombified. She was.
He was?
Yeah, she was there. I remember she was standing next to the other two when they came, the 3rd and 9th. But here's the big thing: why is it that they don't get any? There's no war because they're in the same position as the 3rd and 9th. So how are they any different, right?
And you would think so, yeah. I mean, Hichigaya for sure. Unless there's something about them. Unless there's something about. Well, I was gonna say unless there's something about them being captains, but that wouldn't fit because we have other captains that are.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like.
I just realized 3rd and 9th, they aren't zombified, are they? I mean,
no, they are.
Because Imagination Boy killed them, didn't he? But then, did the zombie girl bring him back?
They brought him back, yeah. And well, it was said that unlike the other two, Hitsugaya and Rengoku were not dead when they were zombified, which makes it that it was better for her because that way it allows her to control them better. But it doesn't matter; they're under the control of Kurotsuchi now. So why are they separate then from the mention of the 3rd and 9th captain?
That's true. I mean, like I said, they're in the same spot. There must be something involved in that, but that's
kind
of a sloppy way to go about it. If that's the case.
And it's not even shown. I mean, this would have made sense if we didn't find out they were zombified. But the fact is, we know what happened to them, and they were even shown with the other. Remember the last scene, the last thing we saw of them, they were under the control of Kurosuchi, or at least about to be.
Unless Kurosuchi is just keeping that quiet for some reason.
Oh, actually, I will say this: if I think about it. He's a guy who actually never on screen turned to the good guys again. They showed him change. They showed the darkness taking over him. That's showing that Kurosuchi's trying to control him. But the next scene you see of the zombies, it's just Rose and Kensei.
Well, maybe that's it then. Maybe that's why they're still uncertain about what's going on. They're not under control again.
Or maybe Kurosuchi sent them on like a secret mission.
Possibly.
I mean. It just doesn't feel like it just doesn't make any sense for them to be all ominous about this when we kind of do know what happened to them. So, right, and we know that they're in the same position as the other two, so it just makes no sense. And so Shinji's sounds like shit really has hit the fan. That is true, man. That is true.
Yep.
And of course, next page, we have Kisuke saying, "Oh, we're gonna break into Soul King's palace." And honestly, I'm not really surprised. I mean,
we pretty much had an idea that was their plan in the first place. Apparently the boomerang thing Yushiro brought before is part of getting them to do that. Like combining that with all the captain's spiritual power to just launch them right in.
So, yeah, what did we expected, basically? Blah, blah. Yeah.
And finally we come up here, we're back at the Soul King's palace. Ritsube is just telling them, sorry humans, but forgive me, but you cannot win against Yubak.
What does he mean? Of course, okay, this is... Okay, I'm kind of annoyed at this last panel, just because I feel like Kubo's just insulted anyone with intelligence. We all know what Ichibei means when he says this. He sent them to distract Yubak so that Kisuke can basically use them as sacrificial pawns at worst to do some ultimate move that will maybe seal or defeat Yubak.
Right.
It's obvious that both Kisuke and Ichibei never meant for Ichigo to actually beat Yubak, but just merely distract him. They even said that. Remember when Yorichi's brother, turns out, first mentioned.
Yeah, they talked about that. Yeah.
Yori was like, "Why would you treat them like that?"
Of course, Ichibei also makes a point of telling him your job's not to kill him, just to stop him.
Yeah.
Which you can do even if you can't win.
So there's 3 instances already that Kubo is basically face planted to us that Ichigo's not strong enough to beat Yubak, and that Kisuke is actually using a plan that basically makes it seem as if he doesn't really care about them. I'm sure he does, but at this point it's kind of like one of those situations where he has no choice but to use them as sacrificial pawns, essentially.
Right. Like it's the greater good kind of situation.
Yeah, so we all know what he means, Kubo. At this point, we all have a brain. This is obviously what he means. Ugh. I think that's my annoyance. I think that's the thing. These cliffhangers that he makes it as if he's there's some mystery, something that is intricate mystery. No, we all know what's going on here.
And it doesn't help at least for our argument, at least that final panel with Ichibei and his big old head and his big old bead saying "Forgive me," yada yada. There's a thing on the side that says, "What does he mean?"
That's what I'm saying. That's actually what I was referring to. Like, what does he
okay.
mean? Okay, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that Kubo just puts these things right into our faces. Just be like, what does that mean? And we all just be like, we all know what it means. Shut up, okay? We're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's insulting our intelligence, and I bet you all the Bleach fans are like, oh no, it's a super mystery. I don't really know what's going on. Anything can happen. No, we all know what's going to happen, man.
And I will never ever post these videos in Bleach forums.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since we both just tore Bleach apart. I mean, we always criticize
Christmas
Bleach.
vacation.
But, you know, I mean, we've always criticized Bleach. It's just that we never torn it apart like this.
Yeah. Well, you more than me in this case, but yeah, I'm just kind of like agreeing with you at the moment.
Hey, this one guy said, Ichibei is like, chapter 611, Ichigo, everything's up to you, you're our only hope. Chapter 612, there's no hope left, everybody will die.
Yep, 360, no hope.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah.
And as the next point does point out, like, Ichigo's not really a human. At least not at this point, anyway. He's everything.
Oh yeah, do you remember that Grimjaw was supposed to come back?
Well, that was the implication. Maybe they didn't mean
oh
that.
Yeah, but there's another example of one of those things that kind of insult our intelligence. We all know it's Grimjaw, okay? Just show him already. Jeez. At this point, it's just insulting to drag it out and just be like, ooh, who is this guy? You don't know who he is. I'm so good at hiding him. We all know who it is. Man. I think I've ranted a lot.
You have. But it's, like I said, you're enjoying yourself, so whatever. Anyway, it's like, also like, there with the Ichigo like not being human, like the comments on Manga keep going, like, I bet he's a quarter werewolf somewhere too. Also half man, half bear, and half pig. Man, bear, pig. Can't forget Batman, he's also part Batman. Yeah. Probably some nine-tailed fox in there, and maybe some rubber power.
Kurosaki D Ichigo confirmed.
Everybody also has skeletons, just like the skeleton man.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at this point we're just like getting ourselves built up for a whole lot of, not a whole lot of anything really. Like I said, we're next chapter, 50-50 chance we'll actually see some fighting.
Yeah.
I'm calling that at best.
Yeah.
Because like at this point, like I said, hopefully, like I said, we'll see if they actually are going to try and fight to win. We'll see how long Orihime and Chad last before they get taken out. I say 1 page.
Well, here's the problem. That's assuming that Kubo wants to get things over with. Basically, I think I'm gonna see them. It's gonna be dilly-dallying one. Just exchanging bullets for like 10 chapters each.
Yeah, you all will have some fun.
They'll I think they'll barely defeat one elite guard each somehow through some stupid plot armor, because the rule is that when you get a power up.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's still got the royal guard. I completely forgot about them.
You mean the elite guard?
Yeah, like Gilwalk's guard. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to confuse them with the actual royal guard.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. I forgot Gilwalk had his own people there too. I genuinely forgot about them.
That's exactly how much we give a shit about the characters, right? There's just too many introduced. That's the problem. Too many.
That was my problem with the Soul Society arc. Too many characters, too fast.
Yeah, but at least it was maintained in that one, and it was still considered the best arc ever in Bleach. Because so we could forgive that, because many of them were still well developed. I mean, we were able to understand, who Kiraku was, who Kitake was, Kuchiki especially. We know who Yamamoto was. We know who Unohana was like. We got a sense of who everyone was. Right. With these guys, I don't give a shit.
Right. I stopped taking them seriously around Mask the Masculine.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of fans enjoyed him, I guess, because he was entertaining. But
but
if you look at him,
he did not fit with the theme, though. He did not fit with these guys.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it did not fit with these guys. These guys are mass murderers who are psychopaths. Okay, making it funny isn't really something I would. I just can't take that seriously. Like, this is a guy who probably wouldn't bat an eye to ripping a child's head off. I'm being serious. Like, it's shown that the Quincy's don't give a shit about other people, and especially about each other. So, just having that in the back of my mind when reading about a guy like Master Masculine,
Yeah.
it turned me off to him. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, he was such a class compared to everyone else. Like he'd fit more like with a group of One Piece characters than a group of Bleach characters.
he would fit more with the Iran card. The Iran card I can at least see that with the Iran, especially with the Master Masculine thing.
Yeah, and plus they were kind of alien in the first place in their own little way. So.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, the Iran cards actually did have personality, and you could remember them more easily. With the Quincy's are just psychotic people who literally are like just. I feel like he's just Kubo's just is like he's trying to obligate himself to make them like seem like characters.
Yeah.
But in reality, just they're not that interesting at all. Their powers are interesting.
Yeah, like I said, the zombie girl I liked. And there's also that weird little gluttony girl too.
Well, you have to. Here's the thing. It's the same with all the characters. All the powers that Kubo comes up with are just flat out amazing and creative.
Yeah.
Ironically, not the one that actually is about creation, which is the imagination. that one was just bad. But
that one,
everything else.
Over with that one.
Yeah. He had no imagination with the power of imagination. It's ridiculous. So it's like true irony right there. But
I was about to say that's irony, folks.
Yeah, that is real irony. But everything else is just perfect. I mean, all these types of abilities that everyone has, even the elite guard, even the small things like, oh, I don't really shoot a bullet. I just make things actually, like, basically, blow up or whatever. It makes it seem like he's shooting a bullet. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's unblockable. And it's like, oh, okay, I can see how that works. Basically, you have to avoid his entire line of vision. But yeah, the great powers, just not great characters, and that's the issue. And I think a lot. Again, the Bleach fans are biased.
And the one you mentioned before is that some of these characters get pretty stupid about using their powers as
exactly
get chances to do so.
Yeah, but the Bleach fans probably won't notice that. A few intelligent ones do, but I just think that
I will never share these videos in Bleach forums.
They're not. We're keeping those. We're keeping this on YouTube, man.
Well, like I'm never going to link them in the Bleach forum.
Well, there's no point. There's no reason to piss people off, okay?
Exactly
if they want to watch a video, if they want to watch the videos, they can watch the videos. If they don't want to watch the videos, they don't. You don't have to.
I know. It's like just begging for trouble if I do now at this point.
Wait, we criticized one thing about Attack on Titan. It's a fair criticism that everyone else has shared, which was that the art wasn't that good, and we got like someone got pissed off at us for that.
Well, but at the same time, they also changed their mind apparently. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it was still an initial bad reaction. So
yeah, and there we weren't inviting it.
Yeah, but this one was just. I mean, you know what? It's just to me. I remember Bleach as being so much better and so much more interesting. And seeing it fall, and a lot of people notice it, but a lot of people don't. And you look, if you don't want to notice it, that's fine. Enjoy your own way of reading it. I'm okay with that. But in this podcast here, both of us are sharing our own opinions and why we think the way it is. And we're not hating because it's fun or it's kind of fun.
A little bit fun, yeah. You get this adventures playing a bit. Somewhere along the way, I think around Hueco Mundo is when it kind of turned around that for me. Yeah. Like just became a thing where I follow it just to follow it.
Yeah, and that's what happened. I think that's the issue with a lot of shonen manga, but especially with Bleach. I think Bleach is like the stereotype because it's got so popular, so everyone just thinks of it as that the archetype for everything that's going wrong here. I mean, Naruto has some similar issues. It I feel like Bleach it's kind of embodies it, the trope,
Yeah.
But again, I'm not doing this to hate. I just want to explain myself, and this is why I dislike it.
Get your viewpoints out there.
Exactly, and I'm not again. I think the difference between trolling and criticism, and when I say criticism, I mean like it could be good, bad criticism too.
Yeah. There have been some good things about Bleach over in here and there too. Like I said,
mentioned.
You don't like them, but I love Yuok's eyes. How they do that?
It's freaking weird.
That's why I like them.
Whatever. The thing about this is that the difference is that we explain why we do it or why we don't like it. We talk about it and we compare it and we say over and over how it could be better. Make things, put more content in, quicken the pace a bit, have more characterization, make them more memorable by having them not be homicidal freaks.
Make better use of page space.
See, the problem is they're fanatics, okay? They're all fanatics. So we lose any type of connection to these characters because we're just thinking, oh, they're fanatics, okay? But maybe have people be like, maybe have them have more character, like Grimjaw, for example, or even Baragon. They followed Aizen, but that's because they kind of had to. In reality, they hated him.
And Baragon was going to go full on Starscream if he got the chance, which was never going to happen, but still, he at least was interested because of it.
He tried right before he died, though. He tried throwing it right at Aizen. We thought he was going to throw it at Hachigan. Or Hachibe. Wait, what's his name? Hachigan. There you go.
Yeah.
At Hachi, and he missed. Well, he actually didn't miss. He just couldn't reach Aizen. But yeah, it felt a lot more character. And then why did a Stark follow him? It wasn't because he was powerful. It was because he gave him a chance to talk and meet with other people with around his level and make friends. There are actual reasons that aren't superficial, like he's God.
And here's how I can tell how bad this is. The Fullbringers had more compelling stories than these guys have had.
Oh my gosh, you got it. Yeah, exactly. Fullbringers are actually obvious because they, they did talk about Asnote, right? And the fact that he basically couldn't move at all. That he was,
right.
And that Yobaki basically gave him the ability. Yeah, I get that. Okay, that's fine. But everyone else, we had no backstory, nothing. And honestly, I don't think we could beat Asnote at this point. I mean, saving him from a life of just doing nothing. I mean, you can't beat that. But it's not everything else is not compelling. And yes, I don't want a backstory for everyone, but at the same time, though, you gotta find a way to make these characters memorable, make them unique.
Yes, make us want to pay attention to them.
Yeah, like for example, with what's his name? V, the imagination dude, the visionary. Why is he a brain in a jar? Like, why is that? Like, see, we have these hints to their past, but we don't know, and we probably will never find out. So we don't remember because we don't give a shit anymore. But yeah.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think we got ourselves all vented up, nice and exhausted here. We can probably move on to the One Piece here in just a few moments.
Yep.
Like a bit of a bad news, good news kind of thing there, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, unless you're Bleach fans, I hope you enjoyed all these. Well, we can't really call it a review so much as a tearing into of this week's Bleach chapter.
Yeah, still review.
Yeah, tearing the strips out of it piece by piece, pound of flesh crap going on here. Anyway, that has been our typical manga review of Bleach chapter 612. Hope anyone of you watched enjoyed, and have a good rest of your day.
Bye!